Hey guys, this is Billy Williams with Inspire Nation Business Mentoring. Absolutely appreciate you guys taking the time to be here today. And today we're going to talk about Process Street and how this simple tool can increase your company's efficiency and probably your revenue by 200% or more just by using this simple tool. Every now and then, a tool or product comes along that truly changes the game. We all know that. So this web mentoring session will introduce you to that tool. Every business understands that it's the processes within the business that will determine the overall success or failure of the business. We all know that. The problem for most business leaders like me or you or anyone else is the time and the pain that it takes to create a process manual or a handbook or a job aid. Then we have to train our team on the process. Most importantly, we have to hold the team accountable for tracking the performance of the process. And we know that's a pain in the butt. However, Process Street, and I use it myself, guys. This is not something I'm just telling you about. I use this myself, and it eliminates 95% of the process headache. I'm just so excited about it, okay? Because it allows us to quickly create process task steps and add video, audio, downloadable files, forms, etc. It also allows us to easily assign various tasks within a process to different team members, and most importantly, to track the progress and completion of the task. I could go on and on, but I've got the folks who actually made the tool here with me today. So I'm going to switch over and be quiet and let these guys talk. So go ahead, sir. You've got the microphone, Blake.
Hello, everyone. My name is Blake Bailey. I'm the head of customer success here from Process Street. So thanks, everyone, for joining. We also have our CEO, Vinay, on the line. Hello, Vinay.
Hey, guys. Vinay here. How's it going?
Awesome. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this deck. So Process Street is the simplest way to manage recurring workflows for your team. So using our system of templates and checklists, you can effectively store your institutional knowledge, collaboratively complete all of your most important tasks, record valuable data using forms, and automate your workflows with over 750 different integrations. So
now up to 1,000.
Oh, that's right. You're right. It is up to 1,000 now. And because our platform contains all of these really exciting features, our clients report that Process Street saves them valuable time, enables a consistent high-quality work, increases overall accountability, and helps them to onboard the new employees quickly and efficiently. And understandably, a lot of these benefits have made Process Street one of the highest rated services out there, with hundreds of extremely positive reviews on sites like Capterra and GetApp. Feel free to check those out. And before we, let's go ahead and get into our actual organization. So here in Process Street, you can see that we have a bunch of folders and templates and checklists. The idea here in Process Street is that it's based off of a system of templates, essentially what most people will call an SOP, the backbone of your process. And what happens with that is essentially you're able to edit things and mod it and put all different types of content and interactive elements into these templates, which then you can run as what we call a checklist, essentially an individual instance of that template. So for example, here we've got client onboarding, something that you guys all probably do every single day. And as you can see, we have a template, and the checklist is that of Amazon for onboarding Amazon or onboarding Tesla. It allows you to separate things out and make sure that every single time you run these, all the same stuff is getting done. Let's actually jump into that to show you what that looks like. So here in our client onboarding template, once we pull it up here, you'll see that there's a whole bunch of stuff that we can stick in here. This is really, really great for providing information to our employees or to clients or to vendors. Essentially, you're able to provide really, really detailed instructions in all different sorts of ways, whether that be through text, whether that be through video or images or other bits of content that is just going to provide you with really great instruction on how to get everything done. And you're going to make sure that every single person who does it is going to see that same instruction. Next, and now we're actually going to jump into a checklist here to show you some of the more interactive pieces. Next, as you go through, you'll see that you can actually submit information into what we call form fields that allows you to record data, pass it along, allows you to automate things and integrate stuff in all different sorts of places, and essentially gives you a really great way to make sure that everything that you need to know about a client or about realistically anything you're going to run a process on is recorded and kept forever. You can use it. So beyond that, Process Street allows you also to build in lots of different collaborative elements. So working with a team, you're able to comment on things and mention people. And when you mention somebody, that comment it's going to automatically get sent to their email, which they're going to be able to pull up. And if they reply to that, it's going to come right back into here. And that's a great way to sort of work together and make things happen. In addition to that, right up here, you're also able to assign people.
Let me jump in for a second. So
yeah, man.
I'm really clear because this is something we use a lot. Guys, what this means is, or how you would use it in real world, the way we use it. Let's say that I had customer information A, or customer A, I had their information, and I needed to get to Sally over at my service department over here. And I didn't want to just do a sticky note or shoot an email, or I needed to know what she was doing. I would actually put that customer information right there where it says client name, client email, client, all that stuff, shoot it over to her, or she would go online. I wouldn't even have to send it to her. She would go online, and then she's got everything she needs to complete her part of the task. How we do this is, let's say I'm in insurance, but you could be in anything. But in insurance, let's say I got a brand new customer, so I need to onboard them and then take them over to the service team, and then the service team is going to take them over to the underwriting, and then underwriting is going to take them over to whatever. Instead of trying to get that file over to each individual, I just create this checklist, which he'll show you here in a second, and now each person can mark off their part of the task. Okay, so I know their piece of the task was done. Did I explain that right, Blake?
You explained it better than I did. That's exactly right. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Vinay.
I was going to say that's what we call handoffs. So that's basically handing off work from one team or one function in a business to another, and it makes it really clean, especially if you're working on, say, onboarding 10 different clients at once. Those email threads can get really messy, or the screen can get full of sticky notes, as Billy was saying, and this kind of creates a really clean experience so everybody just knows what they need to focus on, and all the surrounding files, information, comments all get attached to that client's onboarding process, and it's all kind of there for reference in the future.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So the really great thing about this platform as well is that it handles all of that sort of stuff for you. So because you're able to assign people to all these different tasks, as well as checklists and just things in general, you're able to assign that responsibility and make sure that after you've done that, Process Street's going to automatically send those notifications to people with links to be able to access things, as well as these reminders if they don't get that stuff done based off of the due dates that you're setting. So really, really great ways to hold people accountable and make sure that the same tasks are being done the way they need to be done by the people who need to do them at the right time. So moving forward through here, in addition to being able to assign things and set due dates and things of that nature, you're also able to actually go through a thing that we call the template overview tab, which we go right into here. Essentially what that lets you do is get a full overview of all of the different instances that you've run that template as a checklist, essentially all of the different clients that you've onboarded, all of the different employees that you've onboarded. You're able to see all at once essentially where all those different processes are, where certain ones are maybe not getting as far as you want them to go and other ones are done. Essentially, you're able to see all of this information about essentially every element of that entire process all right here, sorted however you want. Really, really useful tool. Other things that are really useful, especially for teams, is a feature that we have called Inbox. That's right up here next to the home button. And what that does is that automatically pulls in all of your assigned tasks and checklists from everywhere in your organization. So essentially, if you and all of your colleagues are working through just a massive number of onboarding of new employees and doing different types of financial operations, everything, and you're assigned to a task here and there, rather than having to go around and try and search for what you need to get done, well, instead you just come right here and everything is pulled into this one screen. You can just click right here, pull things up, read through stuff, complete things, assign them over to other people, change due dates, whatever you need to do, all right here. Really, really great view for that. So also, some of the newer features that we've introduced recently is that of the conditional logic feature. Essentially allows you to build in different branching points into your checklists. Essentially what that allows you to do is to adapt to the different changing needs of, say, a new client. So for example here, back here in the client onboarding checklist, what we're going to do after we've collected this client's info and chosen all the different options, what we're going to do is we're going to actually say, okay, this client is actually going to choose a specific set of package options. Obviously in insurance, you've got lots of different ways that could go. So essentially you would have all of the different options listed here, and you can choose multiple. So for example, if we say, okay, we need to do a marketing review, and we're going to do an IT review, obviously this is just in this specific case, and we're going to say, is this client a VIP? Are they paying us a lot? We're going to say, yeah, they are. In that case, we're going to get all of these specific tasks that are going to show up only when these certain criteria match. And that's going to allow us to really change how we work and make sure that under one template, we're able to essentially serve all these different sort of use cases. And that's incredibly helpful for our team.
Yeah, really great if you have different insurance products that you sell, or different clients in specific industries that have particular requirements for that subset of customers.
Okay, so let me calm everyone's fears right now, because I know my audience, and right now they're going, but Billy, I'm not techie. I don't know how to do all this super scientific stuff. Guys, let me tell you, this is so simple. So let's put it in real world terms. Let's say you wanted to do this, and so the first thing you do is you'd have your assistant type up a Word document. And on that Word document, it would say, step 1, do this, step 2, do this, step 3, do this. Well, you're doing the exact same thing here, except now you're putting more power under each task. So you're saying, step 1, do this, but here's a video, and here's a file, and here's an explanation for how to do that. And so she drew up her task list, and she's got it all together. Now what would we do? Let's be honest. We'd walk it from desk to desk and make sure that everybody understood it, and make sure that, okay, Judy, we're going to put this file outside, or we're going to put this checklist outside of this file. And Barb, when you're done everything that you've done, I need you to hand the file to Judy. And Judy, you do your part, and then you hand it to Steve, and Steve does his part and hand it to Dave. It's the exact same thing, except they've made it so simple and they've put it online. So I don't want you guys freaking out about the technological piece of this. It is as simple as what you would do with a Word document and walk it around your office, except they've made it online.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, so I wouldn't worry too much. We try to make sure that the platform is built for everybody. In fact, we serve everyone in all different types of areas. And most people that we're serving, they're not in the technical fields. So very, very confident in the ability for this platform to be picked up by anyone. So actually, when you come in here, we've built a lot of different essentially tools that are meant to help you get in and get working very, very quickly without having to do much work or having to figure things out. One of those things that we've included in the platform is that of pre-made templates. We have a massive number of them. And the way that you access those, so if you come into Process Street, you just click New right here, and you click on New Pre-Made Template. This is where you're going to be creating, say, in that example, you'd be creating that Word doc. This is sort of similar concept, except some of them are already pre-written for you, and you can just edit them however you like. That's right here. And pretty much you'll see that we've got all of these different categories. Obviously, if you're going to be doing client onboarding, if you're going to be doing support or onboarding anybody, any sort of thing that you could be doing, we have pre-made templates for, and that's going to get you a lot of the way to your end result, essentially a functioning, working process. And so you can pull any of those into your organization however you want. They're all free. You can take as many as you like. And if you decide instead that you wanted to just come in here and then create something from scratch, you could do that too. We make it very, very easy. If you pull that in, name it whatever you want. I'm going to actually name this one, let's see, new, introducing new policies for our clients here. All right, so now we're going to be introducing these new policies. We want to build out this template. The nice thing here is that we've got this beautiful drag and drop editor that allows you to build this exactly however you want without much effort at all. Right here is what we would call our tasks, essentially things you're going to end up completing, and you can just type in things here. Obviously, you could have, get package info, for example, and if you're going to add in a new task, you just click Enter, remove stuff using backspace, really quick keys there. Right over here, this is where you're going to add in your content and form fields. Lots of options here like I showed you before, but all you have to do is just drag it, drop it wherever you want. This is all your text field options, stuff you're very, very familiar with, your bold, italics, underlines, all these other things like that. You can put in really pretty colors as well, highlight things. These bubbles change the sizes of things as well. Essentially really great stuff to catch the eyes and catch the attention of whoever's running through this. You can also obviously pull in those images, those videos as well. You can actually grab a YouTube, Vimeo, Wistia URL, just grab it, put it right in here. If you have a video on your computer, you can upload that too. It'll embed it right here. You just click on the video while you're in the checklist. You can just view all of that and just get all that information. Files, all you have to do is drag that right here, upload that from your computer. Really great for giving somebody a blank document to download and then sign, for example.
Right. Yeah.
And then when they're done with that,
you need to submit particular forms for a policy, or submit forms to a government agency. You can kind of have all those forms there ready for your team to grab whenever they need them.
Exactly right. Yeah, essentially it's a really great instructional way to provide this information and forms and everything to your team. So they could be coming in here, downloading all of the documents that they need essentially to fill out, to complete, to review, have them download it right here from this checklist right as they need it. And then you can give them instructions on how to use it. And then once they're done, essentially completing it, whatever they need to do with it, you can even give them the option using the file upload form field here, essentially to upload it right back here into the checklist, same exact place. Then you, as their manager or whomever else, can come right in here, find that file, download it as you need. It's essentially a really great place to host these files and work together collaboratively on those. You have lots of other options, of course, because you have lots of other bits of information that you could be collecting. We give you all the different types of form fields to let you collect that information as you need it. Essentially, all of these things: short text, long text, emails, web addresses, date fields, drop-downs, multi-choice, all stuff that you're very familiar with, but essentially we give you that flexibility to pull it in and use it just as you need it. So that's pretty much the gist. That's pretty much it. You just do all of these things in terms of putting some of these tasks together, just pulling a couple of these things in here, and that's it. You've got a template running, and you just run checklists off of it, and then you're good to go.
Now let's talk a little bit more about the checklist, because I'm telling you, that's a very powerful feature. Almost every business has a process book. Okay, we all have that static Word document-based process book. But what we don't have is the ability to hold people accountable, the ability to make sure that something was done. So I've created my list. Now, how do I turn it into a checklist where I can do all that accountability and tracking?
Yeah, that's right. So there's a couple different ways you can just turn a template right into a checklist, but the simplest way is just to click this little green button right here, Run Checklist. That turns your template immediately, essentially creates an iteration of it, just copies it out to make a checklist. And so that's just one instance of this. So for example, hiring, say you're hiring me here.
Yeah. So what Blake's doing right now is he had his hiring process, which are the steps of how every time a new person joins the organization, how you go about doing the interviews and onboarding that candidate. And every time there's a new candidate that comes through his hiring funnel, he runs a checklist off the hiring process template to track that particular candidate that's coming through the funnel. And so what he's just done now is he's run a checklist off the hiring process template. He's named that checklist Blake Bailey to represent that he's essentially hiring himself right now, and he's going to run through and track what it would look like if he was hiring himself into his own organization.
Yeah, that's right. So as you can see here, we've got the task pulled up. So all you got to do is click on this first one. And this one's just a basic introduction of the information of what I need to do to hire a new employee, for example, myself. So pretty much what this checklist does, it allows you to check things off and say, yeah, I did this. I've completed this particular task here. And now you're able to come in and, where before we were just building it out, essentially saying like over here should be text and over here should be some fields. This is actually where we're going to be actionable about it. We're going to complete things. We're going to say the employee's name is Blake Bailey. We're going to, write out their email address, et cetera. Essentially record all of this information, make decisions, decide which department this person's going into, and then use that to essentially build out and complete a process, record information, and just get things done. This is essentially the short gist of it.
And so,
do you want to talk about, sorry, Billy, go for it.
No, I was just going to say, because again, the reason why I'm so excited about this is because it gives us that ability as business owners to be accountable for things and to know which department is whatever. So sometimes in a very advanced insurance deal, we literally could go through 5 different companies, 10 different salespeople. If I'm trying to write an airport as an example, that's not a one-shot, let me quote you, let me get out of here deal. That could be a 6-month deal. And having something like this allows me to not let anything slip through the cracks. That's what I really love most.
It gives you a nice dashboard, so if you're working 3 or 4 of those deals, you can easily see what the status is on any one of those deals at any point in time. Blake, do you want to just quickly run over some other ways that people can run the checklists?
Yeah, absolutely. So some of those other ways that you can run a checklist. So first off, what you can do is you can actually use what we call a checklist run link. It's right here. If you're in Process Street, share template and run link. What this lets you do essentially is that you can send this link to somebody, say in an email, and it's always the exact same link, so you never have to change it, re-grab it, anything like that. You just stick this in an email, send that to somebody, they can click it, and that's going to automatically let them come right in here and run their own checklist. So it's going to run it for them when they click that link, and it's going to take them right into it. Let me give you an example. So pretty much right here, I like to bookmark these, essentially have little checklist right on hand there, so I can just go right into it, complete things right as I need to. Or of course, for say onboarding a new employee, really useful, have this one link, send it out to them, have them click it. They're able to onboard themselves and then click other links. Say at the end of that first checklist, click a link from there, go to the next one that's specific to their department, and then go from there into specific work functions. And then that's it. At the end of like a week or two, that new employee has onboarded themselves all through the use of these links. All I had to do was send them one email with one link that goes out to the same link that goes out to everyone. So this brought me right into here.
And you can also do some cool things with these links. If, for example, you have a CRM that lets you customize the CRM, so one that a lot of our customers use is Salesforce, where you can actually put this link inside Salesforce. So you could have it right next to your contact that you just closed the deal with, and it could be, run onboarding process or run insurance processing process, and you can click it straight from your CRM, and it will jump out that way.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Also, you guys are part of Zapier, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so can you talk about that a little bit? Because, a lot of our audience, they use Zapier and Zapier links.
Right? Yeah, of course. Zapier allows Process Street to connect to over 1,000 different apps. Everything that connects to Zapier, therefore, then connects to Process Street. So it's, if you are using Zapier, then you already know how great that is. If you aren't, then, essentially just look and you'll see that pretty much everything that you're using, or almost everything that you're using, is going to be on there, which means that you can make it talk with Process Street, essentially allow checklists to automatically get run, assigned, and filled out based off of things happening, say, in your CRM. So essentially you get a new lead, you get a new client, anything like that, you can automatically run that checklist, fill out all of those form fields, and record all that data from the information in your CRM, or maybe a form on your website, all different sort of things you can do there. Have it fill out. Essentially all you're going to do is get a notification in your inbox, right to your phone, saying, hey, this thing just got run. You should come in here and work on it. You're going to go ahead and click that link, go on in there. It's already filled out for you. And then, because it's connected with Zapier, if there's steps in your process where you're emailing people, you're updating things, you're scheduling events, you're literally anything using any of these services that are connected to Zapier, which are, again, over 1,000, you can then automate your tasks. So instead of saying, yeah, I'm going to check this task off, to say, yeah, I did email this person, or yeah, I did do these X, Y, and Z things. Well, instead, by checking off a task, those things can automatically get done for you. So you just preset it. It's going to use the data from your checklist. It's going to pull all that out, fill emails out for you. Just do it. You don't even have to think about it. It's automatically done just by you checking off a task. It's really that easy. So that's huge.
So some common ones would be, for example, if you mark an opportunity 1 in your CRM, such as Salesforce, that could automatically run a checklist and assign it to someone in the team to set up that client. Another common one would be if there's a contract that needs to be signed by one of your clients, you could check a task, and that could automatically feed into your signature tool, your e-signature tool, and send out that contract to the client for signing automatically, and populate their name and their email and their address all from the checklist automatically. So there's a lot of cool things we can do with Zapier.
And one of the ways that we use it, guys, is we're a marketing organization as well as an insurance organization. So when I have a customer that fills out, let's say Sumo as an example, they fill out the Sumo web form and they put their email address and they put their phone number on there. Well, I want that Sumo to come into the checklist or come in through one of the Process Street tools here, but I also want it to go to like callhub.io because I want to send out an automated dollar message automatically. Just the fact that that person did that. Hey, thank you so much for getting a quote. We appreciate it. Somebody from my office will follow up with you shortly. We may want to send it to MailChimp to make sure that they're getting that follow-up email. So all these different connections, guys, just make your life a whole lot easier when you're using Zapier and you're using Process Street to make sure that you're automating all of those different functions and functionalities.
Yep. And we actually have an ebook that fully breaks down how to automate your business processes using Zapier. So we'll put a link to that later in the episode.
Excellent, excellent. And I'll also make sure that, guys, that I have a link to that, because you may be watching this as a recorded session. And so I'll make sure anyone that registers for the recorded session, it automatically will send out to you, because guess what? I use Zapier. So that means once you register for the recorded webinar, you'll automatically get a MailChimp email from us saying, thank you for registering. Here are the links that you had requested.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, awesome, guys. So those are really great examples. I can't even, well, I really don't want to think back to my life before Process Street and Zapier. Very sad. Not nearly as automated, much more work. This is considerably better to be able to pair those things together and not only make sure that, especially with Process Street here, that, all of your different things that you need to get done, all of the things that you do more than once, all of your processes are stored reliably in a really great place that you can manage permissions on. You can ensure that only the right people are seeing the right things that you need them to see. You're able to then hold people accountable and be actionable about your processes and going through and completing things. And then finally, with that final step there, actually automating things, replacing yourself in entire portions of your work functions, and that way just freeing yourself up, being able to do much more creative things that require your brain and allow you to do much more exciting things, or just go on a vacation, one of those things. So
excellent. Hey, I have two quick questions. I know our audience is, because these guys don't have a big attention span. They're like me. We're like goldfish. Okay, so here's the deal. Two things I want to talk about. Number one, security. So all this stuff is stored out here and all that, but how secure is it? And number two, what's the price?
Sure. Yeah. So it's very secure. All of our data is stored in the Amazon Web Servers. So about as secure as the most secure things on the internet. So very secure there. And then in terms of pricing, you can actually find a lot of that information on our pricing page, process.st/pricing. But the way that it works, it is $12.50 a month if you're paying annually per member for our business plan, and $25 per member per month on our Business Pro plan. That gives you a lot of those really cool features like the conditional logic and a couple other features like the ability to add a logo and essentially do some other things here and there, really cool stuff. And then if you pay monthly, which you're also able to do, it's just a bit more. It's $15 per member per month on Business, and then $30 per member per month on Business Pro. And then I think
have a free plan.
Yeah, of course, that's right. And then we also have a free plan that is free forever. So feel free just to come on in and create an account for free. No credit card or anything like that required. And just start creating some templates, creating some checklists, see if it's for you. And then obviously reach out with any questions, and we'll be happy to chat with you, help you out.
Okay, so guys, all you guys that are watching, here's what I'm going to do, just so you know. When you finish watching this, there's going to be a survey after the back that says, hey, do you want someone from Inspire Nation Business Mentoring to contact you? And a second question is, do you want someone from Process Street to contact you? So even though they're an online tool, I know they have great customer service, we want you to go out to Process Street. And what's the actual web address, guys? What's the web domain?
That would be process.st.
Okay, so process.st. I want you to go out there, check it out. But even after you check it out, if you have questions, then we're going to make sure that you get the information you want. And then at the end of this, like I said, there's going to be a survey question that says, do you want someone from Process Street to contact you? And I'll make sure that everyone who fills that out, yes, that information gets over to the Process Street team, and they'll follow up with you as well. Just like if you say Inspire Nation is going to follow up as well. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Blake. We're probably we got about 3 or 4 minutes left, and then we'll shut her down.
Yeah, one last thing I just wanted to jump in and say, if you are an insurance agency and you're interested in using Process Street, I would highly recommend that you guys do reach out and also speak to Inspire Nation, because they essentially have all the insurance processes and all the playbooks already built for a number of their existing customers and their existing networks. So if you do work with them, not only can they help you with actually how to use the tool, but they already have proven, tested processes in the insurance industry that can pretty much systemize your agency, in a matter of weeks. And so definitely recommend tapping them as well, because it's not just about the platform, but it's also how you apply the platform. And Inspire Nation are experts at applying this in the insurance industry.
Well, thank you, Vinay. And I didn't even ask him to do that, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Blake. We just walked all over you. I'm sorry.
Well, no, actually, that's pretty good. I would, unless you guys have some other specific questions you want to talk on, I could talk for days about this stuff, but you probably don't want me to. Nope, I wouldn't. I don't want to either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have an ending slide? Do you have an ending slide with your web domain or anything like that these guys need to?
Yeah, let me go on up here. Sure. Yeah, go ahead to process.st. Oh, I'm just adding slides. Go to process.st to sign up today and check us out.
Excellent, excellent. So Vinay, you're the man behind all this. Where did this come from? I know you read the 4-hour work week and all that, but just kind of tell us in your own words, where did this come from?
It was really just me scratching my own itch. I was running a marketing company as well, similar to your business, but nowhere near as big. And I kind of had these same problems of, I had people all over the place, and everybody was going off in different directions, and I was trying to, I was writing up Word documents, and I'm like, and then writing up Word documents with instructions and saying, okay, this is how we need to do it. And then a week later, I'd come back, and then it was done some different way. I'm like, didn't you follow the instructions? And then they said, yeah, I did. But then I had no real way of actually kind of tracking if that work had been done. And I went out, started looking for a tool that would help me do it, and couldn't find one. So basically built it for myself initially.
So then necessity was truly the mother of invention.
Exactly. I think that's how a lot of great ideas start.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, guys, we're going to let you get back to work. Again, everyone that watches the video, you're going to receive an email with links to how to get in there. Full disclosure, I am an affiliate for them as well. So you'll get a link that has my affiliate link. It helps out Inspire Nation. It also helps out Process Street. And of course, it helps out you as well. But we're very excited that you would take your time to spend with us today. And Blake, you did a phenomenal job. Vinay, I want you to just close us out with whatever you want to say about Process Street.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you guys feel like, you're having trouble keeping consistency or tracking everybody, or things are slipping through the cracks, we definitely recommend checking out Process Street. As Blake mentioned, you can sign up for a free account and learn all about it there. Also, our team is here to help you out with any questions that you have. You can just email us directly at support@process.st.